Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to revise our lessons for periodic test 1. So let's get started. So to begin with, dear students, here as you can see, let me show you here. Okay, so yeah. So dear students, first of all, we shall discuss about the reading skill, right? As you know, it's a 30-mark test. So, dear students, for example, from reading, there will be a 7-mark question, right? So, from reading skill, there will be 7-mark question. Like as you know, multiple choice questions have become compulsory in reading comprehension as well as in literature exam. In reading comprehension, totally it has become multiple choice based, and in literature, as you know, extra questions will come in multiple choice format. So therefore, I have, in conformity with the latest pattern of CBSE, I have given you a reading comprehension passage. There will be 7 questions having 4 alternatives or 4 options. You've got to select one of the options, okay, as your correct answer, right? And then, dear students, when it comes to writing, it is data interpretation. Data interpretation, as I told you in the while discussing about the syllabus. So, dear students, data interpretation for example, I show you here. As I told you before, like it can be in the form of a pie chart, bar graph, okay, etc. So you can practice and see some of the answers here as I've written here, sample example. So you can see the sample example 1 and 2 so that you understand what is data interpretation all about. Okay, so one more thing, let me give you some tips about data interpretation so that you are able to understand what it is all about. Okay, data means there is a comparison. Data interpretation means there is a comparison. Okay, the comparison can be between 2 things. It can be among multiple things also, right? For example, it can be among the residents, or it can be among the students. The comparison can be among the students. But always remember the data is compared in this, among the similar kinds only, right? Like if it is subject comparison, then it should be English, math, social science, right? If it is another category, say for example gadgets, so it will be mobile phone, tablet, computer, or laptop, right? So the comparison is there. It can be between 2 things. It can be between among multiple things also. But the data that will be taken off for comparison, or is given for comparison, will be from similar category only. Okay, if it's gadgets, it will be from gadgets only. It will be subjects only. Likewise, okay. And interpretation, as I told you, you have to make comparison and you have to make a comparative report about different years, different products. So you'll come to know automatically when you see the question, like what you are supposed to do, because in the question also some kind of interpretation is given, okay, like what is the data all about is given, and from the pie chart that is given, you shall be able to understand very clearly what is the comparison all about. And only thing is that you have to remember that in case of data comparison, or in case of data interpretation, you need to make three different paragraphs, as I told you the other day as well. You need to make a three paragraph write up on that data interpretation. For example, first paragraph, your introductory paragraph, that must consist of what is this data all about, right? What are the what are the things taken from which category. So this particular thing will come in the first paragraph, right? Second paragraph, you have to interpret the data. In the second paragraph, uh, you shall interpret the data. Okay, the comparison. You make a comparison in the second paragraph, right? Okay. Then you write in the last paragraph. You shall write your conclusion. Okay, conclusion means what is your observation. Okay, what is your observation from the data given above? Okay, what has been established in the comparison of data? Okay, what is the summary of this data comparison? So, or what are the main highlights of this data comparison? Okay, so if there is a major difference, or if there is something that you think is worth noting down, so that will come in the last paragraph. Okay, so this is what is data comparison all about. You've got to write in three paragraphs. First paragraph, what is the data comparison all about? Okay, then how many years are taken or how many products are taken. So all this introduction you write in the first paragraph. Second paragraph you start comparing data, okay, year wise, product wise, okay, whatever information is given according to that. Keep making comparison from one object to another. Okay, you make comparison of the one thing category, then make one object of the same category, then make the comparison in the next category or next object. So likewise, you keep making comparison in the second category, second paragraph, and in the third paragraph, you give the highlights of comparison, right? Which is your conclusion also. As I told you the other day, it is also called the findings of the report or findings of the comparison. Okay, so this will come in the last paragraph. Asmita and Nandini, Asmita writes, will there be any word limit? Yes, it's a 50 word interpretation, okay? It's a 50 word interpretation, data interpretation, or 50 word write up. Nandini also asks, sorry, is data interpretation similar to analytical paragraph? Yes, data analytical. Data analysis. It's also called data analysis, right? So why is analysis? Because you are comparing the data of different objects, okay, in the same category, okay. It's analytical in nature, right? You're correct. So data analysis and data interpretation is the same thing actually, right? So you have to make comparison, and as a model I have kept two for you here, even though here I haven't made paragraph wise, I haven't made different paragraphs, but in the test you make different paragraphs, like first paragraph for introduction, second paragraph analysis, third paragraph your conclusion, right? So means you will see likewise it is all about syllabus, right? Syllabus, exam, all this, so in the same category. So you can see here percentage of students, okay, whose opinion has been mentioned here, right? So likewise, in the data you see here, examination have always meant stress and strain for students as well as their parents. So this is introduction. It will come out introduction part, right? A large, and you can also write the above data or the data that is given in the question, okay, is based on the opinion of different students, okay, opinion of different students from standard 8 to 11 of Golden Ada Public School. Likewise, you can write the introduction. From the question itself, you take the clue for the introduction. Okay, you make it 3-4 line introduction, and then start analyzing. Like this analysis, a large majority of students, that is 14% according to a survey, believe that exams should not be based on annual exams only. Right? So see here, 41%. So here started from large percentage of students. So large percentage you can start. Here you can say 41% students, right? So you can write here 41. A large majority of students, is 41% according to a survey, believe that exams should not be based on annual exams only, but also on extracurricular activities included in school curriculum. Right. So likewise, only 15%, only 15%. So this will come in second paragraph, and third paragraph will make conclusion actually. Okay. Conclusion, like here you can see it's given conclusion here. Some have no faith in them and want them to be abolished forthwith. They only form 9% of the survey. They only form 9% of the survey. Some respondents to the tune of 15% think that reducing the syllabus would help. Okay, reducing the syllabus would help. There is no consensus, but some change is definitely required. Then you can see here, Delhi is witnessing an unprecedented rise in vehicles. Given below is an economic survey conducted by a newspaper which highlights the problems of the people. So here you can see motor vehicles, annual growth rate. Okay, so this is a bit complex. Of course, you will not get some complex data. You will get easy data like this. You will get like this. Okay. So you see how it is written also. So you please go through these two data analysis to be able to understand how it is written, right? Here I have given you for some practice, okay, some practice examples I have given you here, exercise, okay. Some of you may have done, and some of you may not have done, okay. Most of you may not have done, of course, okay. So Nandini, you are not supposed to make any graph or any pie chart or any nothing. You don't have to make anything. It is there in the question. You don't have to draw anything. You have to just make comparative report. That's it. Okay, you have to make just 3 paragraph report. You are not supposed to make any kind of drawing. You are not supposed to make bar graph. It's not a mathematics examination. Okay, so you are not supposed to do it. Have you seen here in this interpretation? In this interpretation, have you seen any kind of data drawing? Have you seen? This is a part of question only. This is a part of question. This is answer. So only you have to write. See, you only have to write. You are not supposed to draw anything. It is there in the question itself. Only you have to make analysis on the question, right? Okay. So dear students, uh, you are having a 7 mark reading skill. Then you are having a 4 mark data interpretation, 4 to 5 marks, I think, 5 marks, I think. 5 mark data interpretation, right? And then you are having the reported speech. So before I move on to the reported things segment, you please ask me if you have any doubt from that data interpretation. Okay, data interpretation. Have you have if you have any doubt, you can ask me now because I'm going to move on to the grammar section now. Okay, so I already explained you. You have to write 3 paragraph report. Okay, you've got to write a 3 paragraph report. First paragraph is introduction, second paragraph is data analysis, and third paragraph is the important findings from your comparison. Okay, that is conclusion part. Will be your last part in that data analysis, right? In data interpretation. Okay. Uh, Okay, now let's move on to the grammar part, right? So, grammar is, I've given you only one question from grammar, that is report a speech, right? Which will consist of 4 marks, dear students, and there will be multiple choice questions from report a speech as well, right? So, as you know, grammar, reading skill, and literature reader, literature section, extra questions, okay, and some multiple choice questions, extra questions, and some Stand-alone multiple choice questions are also there. Okay, stand-alone multiple choice questions. I'll let you know what it is all about. Okay, so it is according to the latest syllabus of CBSE, right? So let's go to the grammar section now. That is, like reporter speech section, right? So let's go to reporter speech section now. Just a kind of a revision, dear students, because otherwise you might make mistakes. Okay, so dear students, just a couple of exercise let us do. For example, as I told you previous day, let me just start with an example in interrogative sentence. For example, this will be common for all the questions. Okay, this will be common for all the question. Okay. Okay. So you tell me, dear students, you tell me what I should write the answer here. Uh, I have written 50% of the answer. Now you tell me another 50%. Let me just see whether you remember what I told you a couple of days before in my revision class, because I explained the reporter speech in 3 to 4 classes. Okay, that was the longest class, you can say. Uh, Longest class so far of a grammar topic. So, what do you think should be the answer? The teacher asked me, "What do you want?" So, what do you think should be the answer? I have got only one answer. Anushree is what about rest of you? Rest of you. Author, don't just copy it. Okay, what somebody else has said. You might be wrong also. If Anushree is wrong, then rest of you will be wrong. I'm telling you. So that is why do not copy Anushree. Okay, write your own. Because I know that you people are not so good in grammar. Okay, because you do not practice grammar. If you practice whatever you practice, you shall be good at. If you practice maths, you'll be good at maths. If you practice English, you'll be good at English. So, as a student of class 10, you've got to give a spare some time for every subject, not only mathematics or science or social science or Hindi. Every subject should be equally paid attention to in order to uh, score good marks. Write down Asmita, Manajoy, Krishna. Write down the answer of this question. The teacher asked me, "What do you want?" I have written 50% answer. The teacher asked me what, and then what you'll write. Only Anusri has written the answer, and author has copied her answer. What happened? So many students are there, but none of you are able to write the answer. How will you write today? How will you attempt reporter speech today if you are not able to write the answer? It means none of you know the answer correctly, okay? Okay, so Nandini, better late than never, right? Yes. So Nandini and Asmita are absolutely correct. And I'm sorry, Anusri, you are not correct. It is what I wanted is the correct answer, right? So, if that question came in the exam, Anusri, you would have missed a mark, okay? You would have lost the mark, right? Okay, so what I wanted. Because what do you want is simple present. Simple present becomes simple past. What do you want is simple present. So what do you want becomes what I wanted. Simple past. Simple present will become simple past, right? Simple present will become simple past. What I wanted. Now you tell me what is the answer of this. I'll write 50% for you. The teacher asked me what, and then what shall I write? What shall I write? The teacher asked me what did he want. So what shall I write for it? See the tense of the question, and accordingly you change the tense in the recorded speech. See the tense in the question. What did he want is simple past tense. Okay? Yes, yes. Now Anusri, you are correct. So now Anusri, Nandini, Parimal, you are correct. Okay, so simple past becomes past perfect. So always, dear students, always look for the tense in the question in reported speech. Okay, always look for the tense. So here, as you can see, what did he want? What did he want is simple past tense. So past perfect will be what I had wanted. Simple past will become, this simple past will become past perfect. This simple past will become past perfect. So the teacher asked me what I wanted. Number 3. Yes, and one more thing, dear students, what I was about to tell you, like always remember while you are converting an interactive sentence into a reported speech, always remember that it should be in the assertive structure, like what I wanted. Okay, so what I and then simple past tense wanted. What I had wanted. So simple past, from simple past it will become past perfect, right? The teacher asked me what I had wanted. So what I had wanted. Simple past will become past perfect, right? What do you want? Simple present becomes what I wanted, simple past. And here simple past becomes past perfect. So the teacher asked me what I had wanted. Okay, it's not what had I wanted. Some of you might write what had I wanted. No, it's wrong. Why? Because while converting the reported speech of the interrogative sentence, subject comes first, then helping verb will come, and then the thing will come. verb will come. Okay, first subject, then helping verb, then the main verb, the past, the here the verb three of the main verb. Okay, so please do remember this. Don't write what did I want. Some of the students write the teacher asked me what did I want. No, what I wanted, what I had wanted. So always look for the tense. Number one, what do you want is simple present. Simple present becomes simple past. So what I wanted. Simple past becomes past perfect. So what I had wanted. Right? Okay. Next one. The teacher asked me, or you can say, said to me. Suppose if it is said to me, um, what were you doing yesterday? Okay. So, dear students, you tell me the answer of these. I'm writing 50% for you. The teacher asked me what? And then you tell me the answer quickly. Quickly. The teacher said to me, what were you doing yesterday? So please tell me the answer. Anusri, you are absolutely correct, but Asmita, I'm sorry, you are not. So let me tell you why, Asmita, you are not correct, and Anusri is correct this time. Nandini is also correct this time. Okay. What about rest of you? Rest of you are not responding at all. Okay. So the teacher said to me, what were you doing? So, dear students, what were you doing is past continuous tense. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. So, what I had been doing, right? What I had been doing. What were you doing? What I had been doing. Okay, so the teacher said to me, what were you doing yesterday? The teacher asked me what I had been doing the the previous day. The teacher asked me what I had been doing the previous day. Right. So where are you doing past continuous? So past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. So past perfect is what I had been doing the previous day. Right? It should not be what had I been doing. It should be what I had been doing. Because I told you in interrogative sentence, always remember, dear students, in interrogative sentence, first the connector will come. If it is what, if it is how, it will come here, and then subject will come, then helping verb, then the main verb, right? So this interrogative sentence should be written in the assertive structure in reporter speech. This you remember. Do not write what had I been doing. You write what I had been doing. The and yesterday becomes the previous day. Now the another last reporter speech practice from interrogative sentence. Like the teacher asked me, uh, have you taken your breakfast? So, dear students, how will you write it? How will you tell me? How will you, what will you write? The teacher asked me, and after that, what you tell me? The teacher asked me, have you taken your breakfast? So, what should be the answer, you think? The teacher asked me, what have you taken your breakfast? So, the teacher asked me, it should be asked because it is a question. So, Anusri Nandini, okay. Anusri and Nandini, right. Oh, what about the rest? Let me see how what they say. Anusri, Nandini, and the rest of you. Shivam, Asmita, Nityam, Mr. Pankaj ये करो मुझे. If I had taken my breakfast, okay, okay. Who is Mr. Pankaj? Okay, you are correct. Have you taken my breakfast? Will be question. It's a question answer type, na? Yes or no type question. So for yes or no type questions, we have to write if or whether. So if you write, because it is simple. If I had taken my breakfast, right? Okay. So dear students, that concludes my practice of the interrogative sentence. Okay. So please, I shall advise you to go through this chart actually. Like in the grammar section, I have reported speech. You might be knowing about reported speech. So please go through the chart that is there on the reported speech. For example, let me show you. For example, let me show you here. Uh, yes, dear students, I show you here reporter speech. This one you remember, please. This one you please revise. Okay. This is there in my website. On my website. So from there you can revise, dear students. Okay. Um, okay. So you see, dear students, simple past becomes past perfect, right? Do does becomes did, did becomes had done. Present perfect means have or has done becomes had done. Do you do becomes if I did. Does he do if he did. Did you do if I had done. How do you do how do you do how I did? How did you do how I had done? Present continuous becomes past continuous becomes past perfect continuous, right? Present continuous means am is are doing becomes was were doing, past continuous is was or were doing becomes had been doing, right? So likewise, please revise this table once, okay? For reporter's speech. Okay, so dear students, now, let's move on to the literature part. So, literature, dear students, as I told you, literature, it will be uh, multiple choice question from. I have given you two extracts from poem. uh, you have to answer any one of the extracts. So remember, do not answer both the extracts, because it so happens that in spite of giving instructions, students tend to answer both the extracts. Okay, so please do not answer both the extracts. You answer only one extracts. I have given you, in conformity with the pattern given by CBSE, two extracts, right? But if got to answer only one extract containing four different questions. Okay, so like for example, you have fire and ice, you have dust of snow in your syllabus, you have a tiger in the zoo. So you read these three poems all together. Okay, you read all these three poems line by line, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me now also in the chat box. I can clarify your doubt from any one of these lines. If you have any doubt from any one of these poems, if you have any doubts, you can ask me questions. Fire and ice, then dust of snow, and a tiger in the zoo. So what you need to do is, you have to go between the lines. You have to read each and every line from these three poems, because extra questions with multiple choice options will be there. Okay. Then uh, you shall have to answer four questions of 2 marks each from prose, like a letter to God, Nelson Mandela, right? The thief story. Okay, from all these lessons you have to answer any four questions, right? And you have another 3 mark question, which is relatively a long question. You can say you have to answer in 50 words. You have to answer in 50 words, right? So you have to answer in 50 words, um, either from your text, that is from Nelson Mandela, or a letter to God, and or from the tiger. Means there is you have to answer one out of two questions that I have given you. Last question of literature is of 3 marks, which is one from the one from the first flight, and another from footprint without feet. Feet. That is your supplementary reader. So it could be either from the thief story, or out of the two lessons, a thief, what is that called, a letter to God and Nelson Mandela. So it is your last question, which will comprise of 3 marks. Okay, you have to answer in 50 words. And what else? As I told you, 2 mark, 4 questions you have to answer from prose. Okay, as well as from poetry. And from poetry, I've given you extracts, right? So 3 questions, you have to answer literature. First type is multiple choice. Second type is 2 mark question, 4 questions of 2 mark each. And the last question, third type of literature question, is a 3 mark question, right? So please do revise the NCERT question, as well as the questions that are given on my website, as well as whatever I have discussed in multiple choice questions, new pattern I have discussed in my revision class. So you please go through from the YouTube channel, you please go through the multiple choice question revision class that I have done on YouTube. Please go through this so that you can answer some of the questions, and you'll come to know how to answer also, right? So dear students, if you have any query, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will wind up. And you see, dear students, like for example, here, for example, dear students, here, you like tiger, uh, a tiger in the zoo, no? So tiger, see here, a tiger in the zoo. So a tiger in the zoo, you read this theme you read once, these 2 paragraphs you read once, and you read the text and see this vocabulary also. Okay, so you take this vocabulary, you can write with pencil on your textbook also. Okay, if you have a hard copy of the textbook, you can write this, the meaning of this with pencil on your textbook also. Okay, so that you are able to understand when you read the text, and then you go through these NCERT question answers, right? I hope you'll be able to answer if you go through such materials. Okay, and from fire and ice also same thing only, dear students. Okay, fire and ice, the same thing only. Vocabulary part you read, go through vocabulary part. See here, question answers given only. Okay, in only question answers are given, and there is a video explanation of the poem also. See video explanation, so you can go through video explanation of fire and ice here. So I shall send you the link. You can go through the links of like fire and ice and dust of snow video. Concert video is also there, so you can please go through this. Okay, so okay, so dear students, now you revise the literature part, literature section you revise. Okay, and what else? Reporter speech, the table you revise once, please. Okay, please revise the table once, and literature question answers you start revising. And these 3 poems, dust of snow, fire and ice, and a tiger in the zoo, these 3 poems you read between the lines. Each and every line you read carefully. Then you go through the along with word meanings. Okay, you go through so that you understand the poem better, and then you go through the literature NCERT equations, whatever I have given you, right? So thank you, dear students. Thank you for attending the class, and I wish all of you the very best of luck. Okay, a very best of luck. Read the passage. Give some time to the reading comprehension passage. And reading comprehension passage, as I told you how to answer, you have to answer paragraph wise. You read one paragraph, see whether any question from one paragraph is given. If it is given, answer it. Then you go to second paragraph, you see if any question is given. Then you go to third paragraph. Don't read all three paragraphs of reading skill together. You read paragraph wise. First paragraph you read, then answer the question from the first paragraph. Then you read the second paragraph, and then you answer the question from second paragraph. Then your time would be wasted, right? And literature answer also you please write in the proper manner, and in the multiple choice questions you have to write the whole sentence, like 1A, 2 is the answer. Suppose, for example, in the first question, 1A, second is the answer. So you write 1A, second, and then the statement also, answer word or answer phrase or answer sentence also you write. Just don't leave the sentence, otherwise half marks will be deducted. Okay? So you write, suppose in the second question, B, 2 is answer. So you write question number 2, B, third is the answer. So third, and then you write the option name also. The option name on the third answer also, right? So thank you, dear students. Bye bye. Take care and good luck for the rest of your exams, English as well as other exams. Thank you so much.